To find the next contender in our countdown of extreme dads, you've got to dive into the rice paddies of Japan. Meet the giant water bug, one of the most devoted fathers in the countdown, with one of the most fearsome reputations. Nothing is safe from its deadly jaws. It'll try to suck the life out of frogs, fishes, and even unwary human hands. But there's a remarkably sensitive side to this extreme dad. High on a plant stem, the female has laid 80 eggs. But in an act of extreme devotion, it's the male giant water bug that stands guard over his eggs. He only leaves to collect water to make sure his family doesn't dry out. All this housework isn't easy, but the eggs are safer up here, far away from the hungry mouths of the giant water bugs down below. After 7 days and nights, the water bug's extreme dedication finally pays off. If only human fathers were all such dedicated homemakers. After all, keeping house and bringing up the kids was once thought to be woman's work. For some reason, men and housework just didn't go together. But things are changing. Today, there are twice as many stay-at-home dads as there were in 1965. And it seems that a house husband's work is never done. This might explain why some believe that house husbandry is bad for your health. Recent research suggests that stay-at-home dads are more likely to die younger. In fact, compared to men who leave the house to work, stay-at-home dads have an 82% higher risk of death from heart disease. But if you think raising a human family is stressful, spare a thought for a different kind of water bug. Instead of raising eggs on plants, this extreme dad rears 150 children on his back. A female water bug turns her mate into the ultimate house husband by cementing her eggs onto his wing cases. The giant water bug is number 7 in the countdown because carrying this precious cargo for a month is truly back-breaking labor. Our next contender is hidden high in the mountains of the Andes. Meet the rhea, an extreme dad that's also called the South American ostrich. Thanks to this nest, he's very popular with the girls. In fact, he has a harem of 5 females who take turns laying eggs in his nest. But once the females have laid their eggs, they run away, for these girls just want to have fun. And that's why the male rhea is number 6 in the countdown. He's left to raise the family, and he takes his job very seriously. He'll spend the next 2 months on the nest, and he's so dedicated that he'll starve himself in the process. He'll survive on just a quarter of his normal food intake. He can't afford to leave the nest for long because he has to guard his eggs against all kinds of intruders. But for this solo dad, sitting around all day is just the first part of his duties. Soon, he'll have up to 20 new chicks to look after. The chicks will quickly become imprinted on their huge father's form, and for 2 years will never stray far from his side. But what about the father? Why do dads find their babies so appealing? Well, it seems that human dads may be pre-programmed to find babies cute and cuddly. Scientists have found that we respond warmly to certain features associated with a baby's face. They have a large forehead, big eyes, and a small nose. Strangely enough, we can now see these same features in one of the most popular toys in the world. The teddy bear is the best-selling toy of all time. You may not have noticed, but over the last 100 years, the shape of the teddy bear has changed. This is one cuddly toy that's actually become cuddlier, and it's all thanks to our attraction to baby faces. Originally, teddy bears looked reasonably lifelike. They had a small forehead, beady little eyes, and a large snout. But over the years, as we looked for bears that were cuter, we selected toys that were more and more baby-like, with large forehead, big eyes, and a small, cute nose. Baby Rhea are also small and cute. We may not turn them into soft toys, but in the eyes of their father, these chicks are the center of the universe. The male Rhea is number 6 in the countdown because he'll stick close to his babies until they're big enough to look after themselves. But for the moment, his family of 20 noisy chicks is incredibly vulnerable, for there are many hungry mouths in the mountains. When this dad gets clucky, it pays to get out of the way. For the next 2 years, these chicks will be guided by their father. He'll not only keep them safe, but also teach them where to find food. With such dedication, it's no wonder that this massive bird really is one of the most committed fathers in the countdown. The next contender in our countdown of extreme fathers has real trouble building the family home. Here in the marshes of northern Japan, construction is especially difficult for the extreme dad coming in at number 5 in the countdown. The stickleback is an extreme carpenter. When he builds his house, he doesn't use nails. He uses a glue secreted by his kidneys. His house may be small, but it's perfectly formed. At least this female stickleback thinks so. She's quick to cross the threshold, with a little encouragement from the male. Once she's laid her eggs, he dashes in to fertilize them. But then it's out with the old and in with the new, because he wants to lure as many females as possible into his love shack. The stickleback's able to fertilize the eggs of up to 5 females. But that's nothing compared to the theoretical potency of human males. Every human male has the potential to be an extreme dad. After all, in his lifetime, he'll produce an incredible 2,000 billion sperm cells. And since it only takes 1 sperm cell to fertilize an egg, in theory, every time a man makes love to a woman, he releases enough sperm to fertilize every woman in Europe. Theoretically, that means the whole world's population could be reproduced in just 1 day by only 23 men. But fertilizing eggs is easy. Looking after them is difficult. The stickleback is number 5 in the countdown because of the extreme effort he puts into caring for his babies. He fans the eggs with his fins to supply oxygen to the developing embryos and to wash away any waste products. He's so driven, he'll spend 2/3 of his day fanning at up to 400 beats per minute. This extreme dad can even scare off nosy neighbors, unlike the next contender in the countdown.